What's going on, guys? Another live stream the week after UFC 293, the week of UFC Noche, aka UFC Fight Night, Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko 2. I only did a video last night because I wanted to do a stream. I finished up my prediction video maybe about, I want to say like 10:30 last night. But I was like, I got to rest my voice. My throat is literally brutalized from talking too much. Too many videos, too many streams. And basically that's it. So now I'm here again. After not doing anything but one video yesterday. And my throat still hurts, but it is what it is. I'm going to power through it. But if you guys have been wondering why I sound weird in my recent videos or in the stream potentially, I don't know how different my voice sounds, but it's because my throat is sore from talking so much. From talking way too much. If only we could see Chael versus Strickland. I don't know where that comes from. Joe, do you think Strickland beats Whitaker now? I don't know, dude. I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know who I would pick in a Strickland versus Adesanya rematch. I don't know who I would pick in a Dricus versus Strickland fight. I don't know who I would pick in a Strickland versus Chimaev fight. Everything I thought I knew is now turned upside down. I don't know. I don't know who I would pick. Whitaker, I feel like, is checked out. But I feel like he would still win. I don't know, dude. I'm going to be flabbergasted in my prediction for Adesanya Strickland 2, if it does happen. Because I really don't have a good grasp on it, you know? And I think people are a bit delusional about Strickland versus Adesanya. We're going to talk about that later in the stream. Oh, what's up? What's up going on? Doesn't exist. Joey has one of the hardest working throats on YouTube. I love watching him use it. Big pause. Big pause. Thank you, Jackson. I'm glad that you're enjoying, as one grown man to another, I'm glad you're enjoying my use of my throat and my lips and my tongue, basically. Pause. Roses are red. I don't know what violets are, but hey, MMA Joe, why you always put me in timeout? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's do it again, just for fun. There we go. We did it again. What's up, Fries? What's up, Niles? Just got back home from a wedding trip. Hope all is well. What's going on? Joey, just got done with my calculus homework. That's awesome. Strickland is the greatest ever. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, but okay, we have to see a little bit more. I'd pick Strickland over DDP, Strickland over Izzy, Hamzat over Strickland. I think I would pick, like, if you had a gun to my head right now, I'd probably go Strickland over DDP. I'd probably go Izzy over Strickland, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn up about that one. I don't know. Everything I thought made sense doesn't make sense. Hamzat, if he beats Costa, I'd pick him over Strickland. But as long as he looks good against Costa. I'm picking Stipe now over Jones. Submit him in the first round via reverse flying triangle. We'll see. Stipe could pull it off. With the way this year's been going, we'll check it out. I'd take Izzy in the rematch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about the rematch, honestly. This is the first time in MMA that I'm genuinely confused. I'm genuinely confused about where to go with that. Really. Izzy, I think, would come out much more aggressive in the rematch. When he was moving forward, he was having some success, but he barely moved forward. And, you know, I really think people's analysis of the fight itself is a bit off, and we're going to talk about that in this video because I've been seeing stuff on Twitter. I've been seeing different clips get posted around on Twitter. I've been seeing people arguing on Twitter, and I'm like, really? This is what people think of the fight? You know, I've also suffered some criticism for what I've said about the fight because people are crazy about MMA. Joe, I know you claim to be indifferent to those who criticize you based on alleged politics, body, and other nonsense, but it pisses me off, and I'm getting sick of defending you from your enemies. Dude, don't get upset about it, dude. You can't get upset about it. People, I don't have any politics. I don't care if other grown men want to criticize my body and criticize nonsense, you know, that doesn't even, they make up their own straw man argument that isn't even true and then argue in the comments about it. But appreciate you defending me, I guess, but It doesn't really matter. These people are clowns. These people are incels. These people do nothing but sit online. For me, I have a life, I have a life. So I don't just perpetually sit online and, these people are just haters, basically. But hey, Sean hasn't shown his wrestling. That is true. Joey, who do you got in Strickland versus Cannonier 2? Honestly, I went Cannonier the first time. I'd probably go Cannonier again. I think Cannonier's only improved since the first fight against Strickland. So I don't know. I'm like torn up. I don't know who to pick, where to pick, what to pick. I still need some time in between what I saw. Honestly, I thought everyone in the top 5 beat Strickland before Saturday. Now I have no idea. That's a fair assessment. That is a very fair assessment. It's confusing. It's very confusing now. We thought we knew something, and now we know nothing. We genuinely know nothing. How do you think Shavkat versus Leon goes? I think Shavkat finds a finish. I think Shavkat finds a finish against Leon Edwards. If Hamzat barely ekes out a decision over Costa, will you pick Strickland over him? I don't know. The way he gave up his back to a boost in the first round, I don't know. It depends if Hamzat's able to get off with any of the grappling against Costa. Strickland wins a rematch. I saw no reason to pick Izzy. Fair enough, but it just seemed like I felt like Izzy wasn't. I felt like that wasn't the Izzy that we. I know that people say, "Oh, that's an excuse," and Strickland performed well, but I just don't feel like. You can't tell me that was the same Izzy when Strickland's literally walking forward with his hands down by his side. Maybe he was still rocked after the first round. I don't know what it was, but. And arguably, not even arguably, in my opinion, I feel like rounds 2 through 5 were just a sparring match. Nothing really happened. I mean, there's nobody in this chat right now that can remember a single sequence outside of that first round sequence. Like, there's nothing I could tell you this particular sequence and you be able to picture it in your mind. Like, everything from 2 to 5 kind of blurred together. So, Strickland looked untouchable. He looked very hard to hit, but he's always been hard to hit. Strickland versus Cannonier 2 is actually interesting considering they're coming off their best performances. I agree. MMA just makes no sense. That is true. Not watching Dana White's Contender Series, casual behavior. I tuned in for about 5 minutes and I said, you know what? I don't feel like watching this right now. What's funny is Izzy's best round was won before he got rocked. I don't know. He won the second round, but it wasn't like all that decisive. But I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it. I've watched a little bit here and there, but haven't rewatched the whole thing. I don't know. I think Izzy's just a great matchup for Sean. Always backs up. Not too powerful unless you rush in. Izzy doesn't have good boxing. DDP could beat Sean. I wouldn't say Izzy doesn't have good boxing. He has good boxing. It's just not super fundamental boxing. I don't know. We'll see. I think Izzy has to change up his game plan a little bit. I felt like the entire fight he was looking for a viral KO. That's really what I felt like. I felt like he was stuck in neutral looking for a viral KO. And he didn't adjust at all. Izzy had a bad game plan for Strickland, just kept backing up. Agreed. What's next for Whitaker? I don't know. The funniest thing that I find is, and I only seen like a screenshot of this, is, and I actually did see a clip of a video, is other fighters cheerleading another man who's not their teammate's victory, But I guess Vettori does train a little bit with Strickland, so I guess that is his teammate. But I seen like Vettori like taking a lap, like celebrating Strickland's win, not because he was happy for Strickland, but because he disliked Adesanya. I find that a little bit weird. But I guess teach their own. It's not that big of a deal. I just saw a video of Izzy trying the same things against other fighters and him trying it against Sean and Sean countering it and not making the same mistakes. It changed my mind. Yeah, I mean, the fight game's weird. You come in with one wrong game plan and everything goes south and you can't make it. It's all about adjustments. After that first round, Izzy should have made some adjustments. What's next for Whitaker? I feel like Whitaker's checked out, but I feel like he's going to be begging for a title shot soon now. One day in the distant future, the sun won't rise, but every reasonable person believe it will tomorrow. It's the same with those who predicted Izzy to win, except that day the MMA went dark. Fair enough. If you told me a year ago we might get DDP versus Strickland for the title, I'd call you an idiot. I know. Imagine I told you when DDP got versus Whitaker and a Boost versus Strickland got announced, we'd be seeing those potentially fight for a title. DDP would lose the striking against Strickland, but can he get him down? I think Strickland probably beats DDP. But I've been bad at picking DDP fights. Izzy should have thrown like a Boost was thrown before gassing. Easier said than done. Whitaker versus winner of Roman Dolidze Brunson. Who wants to see Whitaker Brunson too? If Roman Dolidze wins, sure. Which Roman Dolidze will win. So, yes, I'm with you. I still want to see Whitaker versus Costa. I was really getting over Rogan when he said Gilbert and Jorge had a close third round. A dude was acting like it really could go to decision. Whitaker versus loser of Hamzat Costa. I like that idea. A lot. Izzy barely beat Whitaker in a second. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. Beat Jarrett barely. I think that's a massive exaggeration. Beat Vettori in a boring decision. Lost to Pereira at the fight that he was dominating and then got caught. And was losing the second fight. That's not factually incorrect. Everything you said is borderline a falsehood. So, Strickland was checking and parrying like a knight. Fair enough. If Dolidze wins, who's next for him? Chael just bodied Gary. It was brutal. I don't even like Ian. I felt bad for dude. Chael thinks he can body everyone and anyone. Chael thinks he knows best. Chael's an idiot. So I don't believe anything he says. I don't care what he said. You know, dude's probably still on PEDs. I seen a video of him recently. He looked horrible. It looks like he's using too much PEDs and probably has a bit of CTE as well. So I wouldn't take anything Chael says with any credibility. It kind of sucks Yuri versus Pereira hasn't been announced. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen, when that'll be. If it does happen. Hold on, let me see what this is. White says he never committed to the rematch between Strickland and Adesanya. Just that he felt it made sense. Acknowledge there's a lot of options. Oh, 100%. That's literally what he said, but it's definitely going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Let's see what he says exactly. Let's hear it for myself. Definitely going to happen. Well, oh my God. Now I have my stream open. I'm trying to listen to exactly what he said. Even though I read you what someone typed about what he said. Let me turn on my headphones. He said, well, he basically just said, we'll see how it goes. But I never committed to it. People are writing articles like it's a foregone conclusion. I've never committed to it. Oh, he's committed to it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. 100%. Oh, my God. We got another clip. Dana White talks Sean Strickland. Let's hear this. Nothing really interesting. He reached it that night. He didn't really say anything interesting. I was just listening. He's saying we just saw a side of Strickland we never saw before. He was emotional. I don't know specifically what he's talking about there, but okay, fair enough. I just thought it might be something interesting, so I figured I'd listen to it. It kind of sucks. Yuri versus Pereira hasn't been announced. Agreed. He's actually on TRT. Okay, I'll give you the Pereira fights, but don't think second Whitaker and Jarrett fight were Razor. No, I don't. I think Strickland just had a particular style that Izzy countered. That countered Izzy. Agreed. Do you think the dog stuff got to Izzy's head? No, I don't. To cause him to fight like that? No. The Jarrett fight wasn't that close, to be honest. Jarrett wasn't going for it. I actually want Strickland to be paid. Izzy makes the most sense for that. And that alone, he's a draw on cash cow, Joey. Fair enough. Dana's so full of shit. He just said that to provide cover against the backlash. He absolutely had every intention of making that fight last Saturday. It made sense. The fight made no sense at all. It kind of does make a little bit of sense, but I get what you're saying. I'd pick Cannonier in the Adesanya rematch. I don't know if I would. So I was going to ask, should I be concerned there's not a 205-pound title announcement yet? Same with 170. Yes, you should. Yes, you should. It's annoying, dude. 170 is garbage. I hate 170. Strickland versus DDP next. Cut style bender. Yeah, okay. Izzy won't want the rematch. He left post-fight match, so that's rejecting the rematch in my book. I disagree, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's definitely what we'll see. We'll see what happens. You hearing people complaining about the UFC having women commentate? I have not heard that. Ikram or a Mavov. Probably a Mavov. Probably a Mavov. Definitely gotten Izzy's. Dude, what are you even talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. I can't even decipher that one. Would love to see Izzy take a year off and train with Jones. Izzy's never taken a year off. It's not happening. I think most likely UFC 300, you'll see Strickland versus Izzy too. That's what I think will happen. So, dude, Dana's always crying. Always, I'm not saying a fucking thing because then every jackass website will be writing dumb shit tomorrow. I'm not saying a thing. Dana's always crying about the media. I didn't say this when he definitely said that. Ooh, that's garbage. What's garbage? I don't like how people saying Izzy looked off as an excuse. I was rooting for heavily for Strickland to win, and I can admit he looked off. I don't like how people think saying Izzy looked off as excuses. I was rooting heavily for Strickland to win, and I can admit he looked off. Yeah, dude. I mean, there's no doubt he looked off. How much of that is actual decline? How much is that? How much of that is the new Izzy? How much of that was underestimating Strickland? How much of that was Strickland's really good game plan and style matchup? There's a litany of factors of why he could have looked off. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, if you dislike Izzy and you like Strickland, if I disliked Izzy, my number one fight right now, I would want Strickland versus Izzy too. Because if Izzy loses to Strickland a second time, he's done for. He's gone. He's going to have to wait and never be champion again, essentially. So he may even retire. But the thing is, with a risk with that is, if you really like Strickland and you hate Izzy, is on the off chance Izzy just took Strickland really lightly and comes out and wins, then do we do a trilogy? What happens there? You know, it's just kind of a weird place to be in. But the reason I put Strickland versus Adesanya Delusion is because I keep hearing people say Strickland total domination. That's what I keep hearing. You know, I don't think that fight by any means was a domination. It was a clear-cut win. But I think domination is a bit of a delusion, you know. Outside of the first round, nobody remembers a single exchange that happened from 2 to 5. So for 20 minutes out of a 25-minute fight, the fight was just kind of sparring, you know. It was just kind of a sparring match where Strickland clearly won 3, 4, 5, and 1. But it's not like, you know, I'm trying to think of a fight like Glover Teixeira Anthony Smith was a total domination. Israel Adesanya versus Whitaker won was a total domination. I'm trying to think of another one. What's a recent fight where we had Jamal Hill, Glover Teixeira was a domination. John Jones versus Cyril Gane, domination. Izzy versus Strickland was a fight where you had a clear win by Strickland, but it was a competitive fight, and it was really just like a sparring match outside of round one. And that's what people don't understand. People don't understand about what I was saying in the live stream. Like, in the moment, I was saying, oh, that was the worst fight ever. Outside of the shock value, that was not a good fight. I'm telling you right now, if that was any other fight, that was a prelim fight of two no-name guys, you'd be saying, oh, this is the worst fight ever. It's a horrible fight. I don't believe it was the worst fight ever, but all I'm saying is it has no rewatch value. It was just a shocking moment. And that's what made it so exciting. In the moment, it was the craziest fight ever. But in reality, when you just settle into the reality of what happened, it was a mediocre fight at best. It was a shocking moment in the UFC. It was a shocking, legendary moment. And it was a massive upset that had us all perplexed. But at the end of the day, in no means was anyone was dominated in that fight. Outside of that first round, I don't know. There would have been very little damage to Adesanya outside of that first round. I don't know if there would have been any damage to Adesanya outside of that first round. Again, I'll say, I've said this once and I'll say it again. There's not a single specific exchange that I could point to right now and describe to you, and you would be able to pick out what round it happened in outside of that first exchange in the first round. There's not a single exchange that I could articulate to you that you could pick out with any specificity, if that makes sense. So in the moment, the fight was craziness. But in reality, imagine both of those are faceless names. Imagine you don't know nothing about MMA and you tuned in and you watched that. You'd be like, oh, that was a shit fight. It's basically a sparring match for 2 through 5. For 20 minutes of a 25-minute fight was a sparring match. That's really all it was. I mean, there was very little shots landed by either guy. The shots that were landed were like half shots. I mean, outside of that one big exchange in the first round, it was just jabs really that were landed, if I'm not mistaken, and teep kicks. It was jab and teep kicks. So you can call me a hater. I'd be saying that regardless of who won. I don't think, again, I don't find it. I'm trying to find a way to accurately describe the way I feel about it. I don't find it as like the craziest, boring fight ever. You know, I'm not trying to sit here and just shit on it because it's not the worst fight ever. But had the roles been reversed, the fans would be saying it's the worst fight ever. The only reason I'm even discussing it in this capacity, because I would not be, but a lot of people are acting like it was a, I'm trying to think, people are acting as if it was Glover versus Yuri. People are acting as if it's John Jones, Gustafsson won. On a scale from 1 to 10, how good was that fight? If you just remove those and make them faceless fighters and you don't know who they are, maybe a 2 out of 10? Maybe a 2 out of 10? It was just a borderline sparring match is what it was. And it was competitive. It wasn't a domination. But it can be competitive and we can still have a clear winner. Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley was competitive, but Petr Yan still clearly won, even though the judges didn't think so. So people are going to say, okay, you're just a hater, blah, blah, blah. I have no emotional attachment here. I don't care. And people are getting so upset about somebody saying like, oh, that was a boring fight or this wasn't the greatest fight. And it's because people are so emotionally attached. They lie for their favorite fighters or they lie because of certain fighters they dislike. And if you're not like that, then they can't fathom that. They can't fathom me just saying that unbiased. You know? It just wasn't a great fight stylistically or in terms of action-wise. So, yeah. Anywho, where were we at? Facts. Thank you, Joe. Would you say Izzy versus Strickland was Conor versus Khabib back and forth? No, I would say Khabib fight was more of a domination. Khabib actually dominated Conor. Joe Farooq, can we stop with the timeouts? I've been watching for over 1.5. I've never timed you out, dude. Shut up. I never even timed you out. I don't know what you're crying about. It wasn't an exciting fight, but it was a domination. I disagree with you. But if Izzy would have won, the same would have said it was a legendary fight without any shock value. But if Izzy would have won the same way, it would have been a legendary fight without any shock. No, I think it would have just been a boring fight that no one liked and no one ever talked about again. It would have been the equivalent to Izzy versus Whitaker 2. No, it's not. It's not confirmed, Niles. Watching live fights is 1,000 times better than watching old fights. The not knowing what's going to happen factor is so important. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Strickland is boring fighter, so it's no surprise the fight was boring. I mean, 4 rounds out of 5 is mathematically a domination. Okay, we're arguing semantics here. We can have a disagreement in what's a domination, not a domination. If that's your definition, sure. Then you're right. It was a domination. I disagree that it was competitive. It was comprehensively superior showing by Sean, but it wasn't a domination. A boost versus Strickland was a Dude, a boost versus Sean was not a domination either. A boost clearly won the first round. So, it was a TKO. So, it all depends on your definition of domination. A domination for me is something like Jamal Hill, Glover Teixeira. The fight was definitely not a dominant. If Izzy had that performance over Sean, we would have called it. We wouldn't have called it dominant. We would have called it boring. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, it was boring. Yeah, it was. We just had shock value. What the delusion I just got here? People calling it like the greatest fight ever. So, yeah. I have no emotional attachment. Says the painting in the background. Oh, okay. So I have a Daniel Cormier bobblehead. I have a John Jones Funko Pop. I have a Jorge Masvidal bobblehead. I have a Mighty Mouse bobblehead. What else I got? I got a Nick Diaz bobblehead. I got a Cheeto Vera autograph. What else I got over there? I got a Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler poster thing. I got a bunch of MMA related, I guess, memorabilia, but even the painting's not memorabilia. Look, I don't get emotionally attached to grown men, okay? I just don't. I know some of you guys do, and that's fine, and that's great, and I'm happy for you. I haven't been emotionally attached to fighters in many years outside of some of the ones that I really grew up watching the sport. In terms of Robbie Lawler, in terms of Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo. There's not one single fighter on the roster right now that I am deeply emotionally attached to. Like, if I had to pick out one, I'm trying to think. Let me just look at the rankings just for, have a list in front of me. Who would I say I am emotionally attached to right now? In the least bit. I'm just trying to think in just the slightest bit. I would say if there's one fighter that I really want to win that maybe I'm slightly emotionally attached to, but not even like crazy emotionally attached to, would be Charles Oliveira, only because since I've been watching this sport, I always thought he would be great. So, if that makes sense. But it is what it is. A lot of people are so deeply emotionally invested, which is awesome, which is really awesome. They can't fathom someone else not being like I look at a fight, I try to predict a fight, I watch a fight, I enjoy a fight, and then I move on with my life. I'm not getting tattoos on my arms of certain fighters. I'm not setting my profile picture on Twitter as a certain fighter. I'm not making 26 videos advocating for a certain fighter or hating on a certain fighter. I just watch fights and then I make some videos about them that I think are relevant. And I just move on with my life, you know? I just move on with my life. That's it. That's really it. Hey, Joey, did you see the new clip? I may have. I don't remember now. Let me go take a look. What the hell? Doesn't let me go to your channel anymore? That's weird. Usually you can go to channel. Maybe I gotta, hold on, let me see this. Give me 1 second. For some reason it wasn't working for a second. Let me take a look. Yes, I did. I did see that, dude. I thought it was pretty funny. I saw it. I'm subscribed, so it usually pops up for me when I get on my YouTube page here. So yes, I did see it. I always appreciate the clips, man. I always appreciate the clips. NKS, thank you for the $2 super chat for the pets. Thank you to NKS very much. I appreciate your $2 donation for the pets. Okay, where are we at here? I don't even know where we at. You can sort by donations now. I did not know that. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it at the top. Joey, did you grow up with no parents like me? Yes. I still believe in a boost. Islam 4-1 Volk, but it wasn't a domination. Exactly. Thank you for that example. It's a great example. Haha, my joke fell flat. Fair enough, Derek. I figured you were probably trolling, but I wasn't sure. In order for it to be a domination, something actually has to happen. Nothing happened after round 1. I know. I thought going into scorecards, I thought there was a chance somehow Adesanya might get it. I didn't think he should. Jay, what do you think about all the people that just made a big stink about Izzy dog thing, but then don't bat an eye when Strickland says he killed dogs for fun in the past? It's dude, people. The only reason people are talking about the Izzy dog thing is because they hate Izzy. That's it. It's a made-up narrative. It's basically devoid of all logic, devoid of facts. It's a made-up false narrative. And then I saw Strickland talking about the killing of a dog thing, but he kind of covered for it, which was very smart. And he had a story all of a sudden for it. I don't necessarily believe that or not believe it. It is what it is, though, because I'm not in the business of going out of my way to try to police what these fighters say on a regular basis. You know what I mean? They're cage fighters. When the community's super crazy and harping on one thing, sometimes I will, you know, like people defending Neil Magny for saying he's accustomed to beating or whooping his kids, beating his kids. Somebody in the comments said, oh, beat and whoop, and you're saying beat, and he said whooped. Is there really a difference between beat and whoop? I thought those were the same words. I don't think they sound any better. But yeah. I think, hold on. Let me see something. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, just joining. What did Rogan do? I want Rogan replaced by Sanko. I want Rogan replaced by Sanko. Hope you're having a good night. Israel does not deserve a rematch. I think you do him and Duplessis next. Chimaev gets a title shot if he beats Costa. I'm with you, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. That's literally Lucas with Volk. He legitimately got mad at the fact Volk is good friends with Izzy because he paints his nails in his soy. I don't understand why anybody's concerned about what another grown man does with his body. That's just bizarre to me. To be honest, the more I think about it, the more I think the MMA community, a lot of the MMA community is really obsessed with other grown men's sexuality, maybe because they're questioning their own. That's what I'm starting to believe. Drickus said he would be fine to fight in December. He said on Twitter he's completely healed. Yeah, he said that literally a month ago that he was completely healed. Islam vs. Volk's the most tarnished and disrespected fight of all time. Islam proved he's one of the best strikers in MMA, top MMA fighter of all time. Volk proved the sky's the limit. Appreciate it. Exactly. Speaking of which, I wonder how Blatant Express is doing after getting arrested for killing a dog. I can't wait till he shows back up in chat. That is crazy. Strickland said, thank God for child abuse. He's probably rooting for Magny. Did he really say that? That's crazy. Yeah, I agree. I wasn't too fun, but Izzy ran. He's a track star. Sean was trying to fight. Okay, but that's all Strickland's fights for the most part, and a lot of Adesanya's fights as well. So Yeah, that's just the way it is. The thing is, look, if you hate any fighter, you can definitely go dig up dirt on him. Like I go dig up dirt and make 8 hit pieces on Sean Strickland. It's not what we do here. That's just weird, obsessive nature of fans with fighters with a deep emotional attachment. You know, I think Rogan should be placed by Sanko too. Thank you. I'm glad you're with me. Didn't the Izzy and Strickland dog stories come from tweets that are like 5 to 10 years old? I'm not sure. All of it's old news, dude. Imagine winning a fight and calling out Dom Reyes afterwards. Oh, yeah. That was the most embarrassing call out I've ever seen, probably. Valentina's gloves may drop for retirement if she gets done in the rematch. Yes, I think so. Adesanya versus Dricus du Plessis non-title fight kills half the hype. Yeah, I think what probably happens is I think they book Strickland Adesanya too. This is not necessarily what I want, okay? But just hear me out. I think they book Strickland versus Adesanya too. If Adesanya wins convincingly, then they do Adesanya versus Hamzat if Hamzat beats Costa. If Strickland wins again, no matter how he wins, they do Strickland versus Hamzat if he beats Costa, okay? If Izzy wins and Hamzat loses to Costa, they do Izzy versus Dricus. And the same for Strickland. If Strickland wins and Hamzat loses, they do Strickland versus Dricus late next year or middle of next year. Is what I mean. That's what I think happens. Breaking down all the different scenarios. That's the way I think it goes, basically. That's the way I think it goes. People are just finding reasons to hate on Izzy. I'm not a fan, but I respect him as a fighter. But yeah, they're just exaggerating what they saw. Exactly. Look, anybody saying Israel Adesanya, if they're using the word jerking by any means, they're weirdos. And they're just they're literally making up fantasy stories about sexual altercations with animals. That's what those people are doing. Think about that. Think about that for a second. Imagine being a fan and hating a fighter so much, you make up fake sex abuse stories about the fighter you hate in their animal. That's incredibly bizarre when you say it out loud like that. So that's just the way it is. Dustin said he wants to fight 55 again this year. Why you specify 55? Everyone knew he was never going up to 70. But who should he fight? Arman Saryukian. Sup, Joey? You need some sleep. Nah, I'm all right. I actually, what's going on? Oh, I don't know. I was looking at something weird in the Discord. I don't know. I'm good on sleep right now. I didn't take a nap today. So maybe that's why I look a little bit tired. I also went and played some disc golf today. So I didn't take a nap. I went and played disc golf. I got home. I don't know what time I got home. I'm curious. What time did I get home? Maybe 9:30? Maybe 9:30, I think. I don't know. I just chilled for a bit. Then I took a shower. And then I'm here. That's what I did today, boys. How do you feel Dricus discredit Strickland's win? What did Dricus say about Strickland's win? Your Twitter game on fire recently. Thank you, Patty Mills. If anyone wants to go follow me on Twitter, sometimes I'm just tweeting my thoughts. Other times I'm just bodying people on Twitter. But yeah, if you guys want to go follow me on Twitter, it's at MMA Joey C. It's at MMA Joey C. But thank you, Patty. I seen your tweet recently and said, look, you're just proving this guy's point. And that's exactly it. People, because I've talked about it not many times, but a lot recently, people act like I'm obsessed with it, but it's just proving my point is that they're obsessed with it. So, you know what I'm talking about. That's their personal fan fiction. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They're just making it up. So, Joe, when MMA fans make up lies about Izzy abusing his dog, I ask why they're so immoral to witness dog abuse and not report it. They don't listen, dude. They don't actually care. They don't actually care. They're just looking for views. they're solely looking for views. They're solely looking for reasons to hate, you know? They don't actually care. They weren't calling for 283 to be or 293 to be canceled. They weren't calling for Izzy to be stripped. They weren't calling for Izzy to be punished in any capacity. They didn't care any way, shape, or form other than to literally discredit him. So, look, hey, Adam, this weird shit about Holly Holm that you're straight up lying about is incredibly bizarre that you're saying that in the chat. That's factually incorrect, and now you're banned from the channel. So, good luck with that one. You know, I support Holly Holm in anything she's fighting against, whether it's the Catholic Church or anything else, you know. And because you're just making up weird lies to then, just because you don't like the channel or you don't like the content, you're literally making up weird statements about sexual assault and weird shit like that, all because you don't like my opinions on MMA. That's bizarre. You're a fucking loser. And guess what? Go make a new account now, you fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? If you want to lie, it doesn't bother me. Look, it doesn't bother me. No matter what, this channel is going to continue to run just the way it is. Just the way it is. You're just going to get banned and be gone, and now you can't send messages ever again, and you'll have to make a new account. So, thanks for being a weirdo. You deserve more subscribers. They will be here soon enough. Thank you, Steez TV. We're creeping up, man. Look, if you don't pander to certain fan bases, it's a little bit harder, man. It's a little bit harder. There's going to be peaks and valleys. But we're continuing to grow. We're almost to 12,000. If you guys are watching, double check and make sure you're subscribed. Double check right this second and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Let's get to 12,000 before the end of September. This last month has been not the greatest, not the worst. But, yeah, subscribe to the channel. Double check. Watch the videos from beginning to end. That's the best you can do if you want to support the channel. Thank you very much. And like this stream while you're at it. It's really weird that Izzy touched his dog, but grown men are literally making 50 Shades of Grey fan fiction about other grown men and his dog over a joke video. 100%. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Izzy basically said to Nick Sick that she saved Sean's life. It's in the Luke Thomas interview. Fair enough. Izzy was down 3-1 in the 5th, and he ran. Is Izzy the best running scaredy cat in the UFC? I don't know about the best. Does anyone know Braxton Smith's next fight? Yeah, I'm not sure. I agree. I appreciate your thoughts, Joey. Thank you. What's up, Zay? I generally seen people talking about Izzy dog abuse thing and then literally turned around and called Sean base for killing dogs. Can't make this up. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Adam, you're a crackpot. That he is. Did you see the announcement of Max Hot? That's fake news, dude. People can't just think he's weird. I don't even think he did anything was worth. I don't even think anything he did was worth going to jail over. But you're saying we're racist. You didn't watch the video then, dude. I'll never understand why people pop into the comments, they pop into live chats, and they make up dumb shit. You didn't watch the video, bro. You did not watch the video. So, what I said was uncontroversial. Very uncontroversial. But if you're so fucking brain dead that all you do is look at a thumbnail with a word and a question mark, and you don't actually listen to the words said that are uncontroversial, then you're just a brain dead idiot. I can't help you. I'm not going to explain it to you on live chat. I agree. I appreciate your thoughts, Joey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Does anyone... Okay, I already read that. I'm glad Joey doesn't sit at home all day making negative videos over Izzy. We'd have the lamest fan base. Yeah, I ain't got time for that, to be honest. Maybe one day I'll get that level of petty. I should, you know what I should do is, what I should do is just, I seen people saying Sean Strickland has gyno. I should make a video claiming Sean Strickland has gyno, and we need an investigation immediately. We need an investigation immediately. Grown men watching the growth of another grown man's YouTube channel. That is true. Braxton Smith, he's gone for 2 years. That is true. I forgot about that. Dude took PEDs and still looked like shit. What's Josh Parisian's next fight? He's going to fight with a belt. That's what I think he's going to fight with a belt next. Joey, are you still accepting fan art? What do you have to send me, bro? But probably not. You sound like just a troll. You sound like just a troll to, you're just trying to troll or something. But let me know. Let me know. Would you rather hang out with Izzy or Sean for a day? I'd really not really hang out with either one of them, to be quite honest. I'm not this... Dude, listen, I don't sit at home all day thinking about these fighters. I enjoy the sport for itself. I enjoy the sport for itself. That's it. So, you know, I don't sit at home fantasizing about being friends with these guys. I don't sit at home fantasizing about what they do in their spare time. And... I don't know what to tell you. I used to be more invested in terms of stuff like that, but nowadays I just don't care. You know, it's like I have other things to think about, more compelling things to think about in life, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, dude. I don't know what to tell you other than I don't think I'd rather hang out with either guy. But I guess if I have to, maybe I'll go hang out with Strickland because he's friends with Chris Curtis, and I feel like I'm kind of friends with Chris Curtis, so at least I'm hanging out with someone I kind of know, you know, if that makes sense. If I had to give you an answer. NKS, thank you for the $5 dono. I clarified the Holly Holm thing with timestamps. Nothing was said about Holly being abused. I don't agree with Joey a lot, but that is libel, not cool. Yeah, dude, people just say it's all shit like that is. It's just a way to discredit me, you know. If you say it enough, they think it becomes reality. But guess what? I don't care. There's nothing they can do. What are they going to damage my reputation for a bunch of incels online who can't do their own research? Thank you, NKS. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. The stream's up. People can make up whatever lies they want, you know. I was just reacting to a weird moment in a stream, and you know what I mean? It's people took it and made a story of their own to attempt to discredit me, but it's just, the stream's up on the channel if anyone wants to go check it out and find out for themselves. So anybody saying otherwise is just making up lies, basically. Did you see what Bryce Mitchell's tweet about fruit trees? I actually quoted it and I tweeted back to him. I'll read you what I tweeted. I said, I don't buy it. I think the government is I think the government's exacting retribution for him exposing 9/11 and the Hawaii fires as inside jobs. So I think it's the government that took down his fruit trees, and they're doing it because he keeps exposing about 9/11 and Hawaii fires being an inside job. I think that's what's going on there. So I hope that makes sense. If I painted a picture of Alex Morono, would you want it? All right, now you're just trolling, dude. We get it. Cool. Have you dabbled in AI video thumbnail? No, I have not. Joey, I will never for the life of me understand. You didn't need to. I don't think you banned him or anything. You didn't need to. That somebody hid the wrong MMA Joey. He doesn't have a fake picture. He just has the half and half. He's fine. You were thinking it was the other guy. You weren't looking. You just saw the name. He's fine. The other guy can be gone for good. The one that's just pretending to be me in chat. But the guy that has clearly the picture that's fine, that is fine. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know who it was exactly. Could have been anyone, but he's fine. He's got the half, I think it's half guru, half me. You know, he's not posing as me per se, even though he has the name. He's fine. I hope that makes sense. But I unhid you, dude. That was a mistake. Because the other guy was popping in here doing fake shit. Who's easier to knock out, Dominic Reyes or James Vick? I think they both have about the same chin. Many GOATs have been called boring at one time or another. GSP, Silva, Izzy, Habib, Jones, and DJ. Sure, some of their fights are boring, but why do MMA fans so often confuse dominance to boredom? Because they don't understand the game, man. It's happened to literally every good fighter. It's just because the spotlight are on them. It's the spotlight on them. If Jackson did a realistic portrait of you fighting off the trolls with your shillelagh in one hand, disc in the other, and marijuana socks pulled all the way up, would you hang it in your office? Of course, dude. Anything. I'll hang it. Dude, he could paint anything for me. I'd hang it up. The shit's just... I don't know, Jackson, I know we've talked a little bit through messages, but how was the actual reaction? Because I dead serious, like, I don't know if you believe me or not, because I did have it open, because I told you my fiance opened it for me. So I didn't have to fool with it, but also to check to make sure of damage. I genuinely never laid eyes on it. Not one single time, not even remotely. Like, even she brought it upstairs. So I didn't even, like, see in a crack in the box. And she was right here. So when I pulled it out, it was turned the right way. But how was the reaction, genuinely? Bryce Mitchell really makes me believe the early onset of CTE. Imagine being in a public restroom. Not a public restroom, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Conor McGregor getting blown. Stop, let me stop. In a public restaurant, and you're filming a selfie video to post on Instagram about how 9/11 was an inside job and how the Hawaii fires were an inside. Are people this fucking stupid? I just don't get it. I just don't get it how people are that fucking stupid. And I love a good conspiracy theory, but people are genuinely stupid. The reaction was awesome, man. Very authentic and exactly what I like to hear. I'm blown away. Well, a lot of times, not a lot of times. I mean, last couple times I've done a stream, like the fight stream from Saturday, and then I think I streamed on Sunday. When I got up, I walked over there and looked at it. I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe this is mine. Dude, to be honest, I can't wait for the next one, dude. I can't wait for the next one. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to have to be. And people were clowning on it like, oh, yeah, that's worthless now, or throw it away, blah, blah, blah. The reason we picked out of that moment is because it was a legendary moment in MMA. It lives beyond wins or losses, you know? Would it have been cool to open it up the day that Izzy won a title fight? Yeah, of course. But guess what is even more historic, you know? The title run of Izzy may be done. It may be done. And guess what? I have a one-of-one custom artwork of a legendary moment of one of the greatest title holders in UFC history. Right there. Boom. Joey, I was skeptical about your take on why fans hate Izzy, but since he lost, I've seen the reaction and I believe it. Dude, I'm telling you, a lot of fans over-dramatize a lot just because they hate fighters. And the thing is, there's a million different reasons. But what I was really trying to say is the fans are obsessed with him. They're obsessed with him. And there's other fighters who do very similar things who they idolize. Who they absolutely idolize. So I hope that makes sense. But thank you, Frank, for coming around. The thing is, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to disagree with me. But, you know, for that take in general, I got a lot of heat for that one, and I don't care. But it's the truth. It really is the truth. People over-hate. Joe, which 3 weight classes piss you off the most right now? Welterweight's number 1. Heavyweight's number 2, probably. I guess light heavyweight's number 3. Just because it doesn't have a title fight booked and there's a lot of injuries. If that makes sense. Heavyweight is just pissing me off because of undeserved title shots. But then again, bantamweight pisses me off because it's probably going to be an undeserved title shot as well. So I really don't know. You know, it might be bantamweight. I'll say welterweight, heavyweight, and bantamweight because it's going to be all 3 undeserved title shots. All 3. Is 294 flying under the radar? Yes and no. Yes, but at the same time, it's because it's so far away. It's so far away. Yeah, fake MMA Joey, you with the accurate picture that people know it's not you, you just got accidentally banned. If they know you haven't said it, but they don't like some of your takes, so they want to peg you in that hole to vindicate the irritation with you. The irritation with you? Yeah, the thing is, they don't bother me at all. I just have to get rid of them because there's no point. It's just not... They're not going to force any conversation of substance. So it's just like, might as well move on, you know, moving on. It's like anybody that even gets banned from the chat, it's not because I'm mad with them or, you know, I'm irate with them. It's just like, okay, you're not contributing to the conversation in any legitimate capacity, and you're intentionally here just to attempt to disrupt any logical conversations we can have. So, gone. I want to weed it. I don't want people to subscribe to the channel that are just weirdos, trolls. I don't want people subscribe to the channel who are obsessed with other grown men's sexuality. I don't want people who are subscribed to the channel who are straight up racist, spamming the N-word. I don't want people subscribed to the channel who go out of their way to make up fake names to try to get me to pronounce something weird. You know, I don't want people subscribed to the channel who are making up stories and just trying to get a reaction out of me by sending the story in the chat. It's like you're just gone and then I never think of it again until the next time it pops up. I move on with my life. Like, I'm not trying to ever sound like, oh, I'm Mr. Busy and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I got a lot going on. There's a lot going on in my head. Like, from day to day, it's like I don't ever think of shit like that. Like, it's impossible. There's no way possible. I told you guys. You could put me in a room with 100,000 people, and all 100,000 can hate me. All 100,000 can be yelling at me. As long as my general safety isn't I'm not in danger, I don't care. You know, let alone some online people that are going to come in my chat room that I can manage. And chat room sounds weird. That sounds like 1990s, late 1990s. But yeah, I want you guys to really pander. I told you guys this before. Sometimes when you describe scenarios in detail and incomplete sentences, you can truly grasp how weird it is. Think about this. There are grown men who watch my channel who disagree with my opinion on MMA, who come to my streams and send weird messages in the streams in an attempt to aggravate another grown man. They spend their time doing that. Think about what they could be doing otherwise. They could be painting beautiful art like Jackson in the chat. They could be out, you know, touching grass. They could be out looking for their future wife, their future girlfriend, their future fiance. They could be out hanging out with their pet. They could be out hanging out with their mother. They could be hanging out with their father. They could be hanging out with their grandparents. But instead, they've decided, I don't like this guy's opinion on MMA. As a grown man, I don't like this other grown man who I'm not forced to watch. I don't like his opinion on MMA. So I'm going to go into his chat and send him degrading messages. Think about how fucking bizarre that is. Think about how bizarre that is. But it really is people usually without friends. They don't have a girlfriend. They probably never had a girlfriend. They never touched a woman in their entire life. They probably don't have a family that cares about them. And it's just a sad situation. I can't imagine doing that. I genuinely couldn't imagine the type of life that must preclude. You know, I genuinely want to be friends. I know this sounds crazy. I want to be friends with them so I can be like, you know, this is fucking loser behavior, right? You know this is loser behavior. People think just because you have disagreements, you can't have fun conversation. You can't be friends. Like, if I stop being friends with everyone that I didn't agree with everything on, I have zero friends, you know? So it's just weird that to single out, as a grown man, to single out another grown man online who you're not forced to watch, you're not forced to support, and because you disagree with his opinions, you want to waste your time harassing them. And I really like being descriptive with situations like that because it really just brings it home of how disturbingly weird it is, you know? Just like the whole Izzy thing. Imagine being a grown man and being so obsessed with a fighter, you're making up a fan fiction about that fighter sexually assaulting an animal. Think about how fucking bizarre that is. That's some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life, you know? But yeah. Quick, join me as I start a live stream. I am, what are you talking about, Fight Science? I don't know what you're saying. Are you really live streaming right now? I want to see what you look like if you are. So, I don't know if you're just trolling or what. Are you actually live streaming? No, you're not. All right, anyway, back to the chat. Sorry about that, boys. Sorry. Sometimes we just go on rants. It is what it is. If you guys enjoy it, you can enjoy it. If you don't, you can leave it and never watch again, you know? Joey, did you get enough donations from that jackass yesterday for $2.94? I did not, Frozen like Elsa. I did not get enough, but I got a decent amount. That was 2 days ago, too. He always comes back harder when he's not number one. Could be. Could be. I honestly believe, and this is just a theory, I think that a lot of people don't want Adesanya to get the rematch because they're scared he's going to win. And I'm not sure he's going to win. I'm not saying he's going to win. But if I was a true Adesanya hater, there's nothing I would want more right now than Adesanya versus Strickland 2. Because if Strickland beats him a second time, Adesanya's done for. And if that performance was so dominant, that's the fight you should want to see. You know, I'm telling you right now, if I disliked Adesanya, the only fight I would want to see is Adesanya versus Strickland 2, as long as I thought Strickland would win the rematch. Just took a juicy 1-for-1. Okay. It's the same how they hate on Habib with the group bath photo. Yeah, that's crazy. What happened with Holly Holm? It's nothing, dude. Literally nothing happened. Somebody just made up a story in chat, and it's just weird. I'll tell you what, I dislike Izzy. I don't give him much thought other than when we're chatting. You're probably right. I like some of the things I dislike in him and others, but it's just a package. Fair enough. When I was 14, I was super emotionally attached to a lot of these fighters. These days, I don't care outside of Charles. Grown men literally preying on the downfall of random fighter success. Yeah, very true. I used to be more emotionally invested, you know. Lamau, you're funny AF. Thank you. Fact check, is he the most boring and cringe superstar of the UFC? I disagree. They need to open them institutes back up. Yeah, there's tons of folks out there. We get it, brother. There's a lot of weirdos out there. Yeah, there is. There is a lot of weirdos out there. You're a breath of fresh air in the MMA YouTube community. Too many others spreading negativity. Negativity sells. That's why. Negativity sells. And I get criticized for being too negative. But some people are just a little bit too crazy obsessed with fighters, I think. I'm an international scholar who people sometimes pay to lecture on comparative constitutional national. I don't even know what you're saying. Constitutionalism, I think, and free speech. I like and dislike fighters, but I'm not invested beyond a point. Fair enough. Can you imagine O'Malley comes out to the next fight completely bald? Dude, imagine how weird he would look. Joey, I have a crippling MMA addiction, and your channel has ruined my life. How do I unfuck my life? I think the best thing you can do is try to find a woman. I think that's the best thing you can do. Are they incels? Usually. A lot of incels in the MMA community for sure. I'm convinced MMA fans never touched a woman. Yeah, a lot of them have. Thank you for the 9 months of membership, Brendan. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. And I don't pander. I don't pander to that base. If you pander to like the base of like 15 to 25-year-olds who's never touched a woman or never had a girlfriend, then you can grow much faster, I think. But it's just... That's not what we do here, for real. Hatred runs deep in people. Yes. Stinky Bilal is immortalized. That he is. Stinky Bilal, where you at, bro? Where you at, Stinky Bilal? I want to know where Stinky Bilal is. Izzy possibly was one of the greatest of all time, the second best middleweight ever. If he regains the belt again or accomplishes something at light heavyweight, he would be top 10 ever for sure. I think he's already probably top 10 ever. I think his resume is very close to Anderson. Even though Anderson had more wins, I think Adesanya fought better competition. Are all the light heavyweights and heavyweights playing football? Basically, yeah. I just read Dana said no to Strickland. No, that's not what he said. He just said there is other options. I never committed to that rematch yet. Izzy likes to establish range in the starting rounds, but Strickland closed the distance and stood in the pocket, and Izzy wasn't established range. Fair assumption. I think Izzy backed up to the fence because his training to defensive grappling involves working the cage and was anticipating Strickland to shoot. Very true. Is O'Malley... I don't know what that means. I don't like Izzy sometimes, but he promises a bloodbath just like Kennedy and Strickland in points fights. Yeah. I know. That is the most annoying thing about Izzy. Stinky Bilal, you remember the name, Joey. You're not a casual anymore. Very, very close to Anderson. Fewer wins, but arguably better competition. Yep. I want the match regardless is the best possible outcome for Sean pay-wise. As much as I don't like Izzy, he's a massive draw. Win or lose, Sean gets pay-per-view points. I agree. I'm with you. So, I agree. My bad. Yeah, no big deal, dude. You get beacons. You get beacons creators that post negativity like a month to aflame these 15-year-olds who hate women, hate successful people, and hate other men's sexuality are drawn to them. You aren't wrong, Jerry. You were 100% correct, dude. That's not the fan base I'm looking to acquire. That's not the community I'm looking to make. You know. The Holland versus JDM fight's about to be a banger. Who you picking, Jackson? Who you picking? Also, when you painted that, how often were you watching the live streams while you were painting? Give me a percentage. Percentage paint it while listening to the streams. That's what I need to know, because that almost gives me an emotional look. I am more emotionally connected to that painting in the back than I am to any actual fighter. Joey is a professional fan. That I am. Holland is active AF. That he is. If Charles beats Islam, what's next for him? Probably a trilogy, I would say. Depends how he wins. But most likely a trilogy. The MMA community just loves parody. They just love parody, basically. Rematch. It's been going on forever. Boys. This champion loses, rematch. That champion loses, rematch. 1-1, rematch. This and that, rematch. Mad people got upset because I said, how come there was mad people campaigning for a trilogy between Adesanya and Pereira, but those same people saying Adesanya versus Strickland shouldn't happen? Let me just say this. Adesanya versus Strickland was closer than Adesanya versus Pereira too. In my opinion. I mean, it's not even an opinion, it's fact. What do you guys think happens if Charles beats Islam at 294? I still can't even digest that fight's even happening. Someone mentioned Shevchenko retiring if she loses Saturday. Think that's possible? I think she probably does or goes up to 35. Is it possible to pressure these welterweights into fighting, dude? It's just I'm telling you, welterweight is shit. That may be a video I have to make. I've been kind of putting it off. I talked about it in my Wonderboy video, but the welterweight division is just dog shit. It's just absolute dog shit. Maybe it's a video I'll make tomorrow if I have time before the live chat. Maybe it's a video I will make tomorrow. What do you guys think? The welterweight division is an absolute embarrassment. Maybe that's what I'll make. I don't know. Joey, do your best to read. There's no way I'm reading any of that, dude. Israel Adesanya. There you go. That's my best. I might have to go JDM. I just think he gives Holland problems inside the pocket, and I would say about 60% of that piece was painted watching the channel. That's crazy, bro. It looks so good, dude. When you finished it, when you finally put the finishing touches on it, like what do you think in your head? Did you like step back and say, damn, this is good? You know, some dumb motherfucker. You're going to have to send me an audio message of how to pronounce the artist's name because I keep butchering it myself. Some dumb motherfucker commented on my community tab and literally said, let me go sort by new. Okay, we're going to get rid of that guy. That does not resemble Basqua at all. Is that guy a fucking idiot or what? Is that guy an idiot or what? Dude, it's so fucking beautiful. So fucking beautiful. The thing is, it's combining two things I love. Art, one of a kind, and MMA. One of a kind art and MMA is a better way to say it. And the fact that we've been talking about, making something for maybe a year now? Well, how long would you say we talked about it? A year? Of picking out a moment and making it? Probably about a year, I would say, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but something like that. 6-8 months. But, dude, it's beautiful. People marvel at the details up close, but it's really about what the piece looks like across the room. It's easy to get stuck on those details, but you have to preserve the integrity of the whole thing. Dude, what's crazy is, from a distance, it literally looks like you printed out a photo and just put it on there. It looks like you printed out a photo and just put it on there. And then once you get close, that's why I love that you sent me all those really nice up-close images, because up close you can really see all the little brush strokes. When I'm telling you, it's one of my favorite things that I own. You know, in terms of just personal possessions, forget about value or anything like that, you know. It's one of my favorite things that I own. And it's not about being a fanboy of any one fighter. I really would like, this is going to sound crazy, and this just goes to show that for me it has nothing to do with like true, you know, fandom of a fighter. What I would really love is a Sean O'Malley piece. And the only reason I say that is because of all the different colors that would be integrated into it. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. I think we first discussed it back in March. It's just crazy to see some messages turn into that, you know? And oh my God, when that box came, it was beat to shit. When it was beat to shit. Oh my God. I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no. Where it got delivered to has a Ring doorbell. And without getting too specific, my buddy went there and got the package. Okay, my buddy went there and picked it up for me. And texted me, dude, this box ain't looking too good. This box isn't looking too good at all. And I'm like, oh, dude, it's probably fine. And I got there and I saw it. It looked like they laid it flat, and it looked like they laid something really heavy on top of it. But they didn't lay it, like, square it. Like it was only, like, if this is it laying down, it was only, like, on 75% of it. So it was pushing into the box rather than evenly distributed weight clean on top of it. And I was looking at it, and I seen it kind of damaged. It looked had a bunch of bust on the edges, and then it had a couple puncture marks. But they didn't look super big or super deep paws. I was like, oh, shit. It really worried me. It really worried me, but it was fine. But it made more sense to have my fiance open it the night before anyway, or at least the day of, because it would have been a lot for me to undo on stream. She had to use a pair of scissors like really closely and really carefully to get all like the bubble wrap off and everything. And I sent you her reaction when she opened it. That was her legit reaction. That was audio from a security cam. That was her. You could hear the bubble wrap rustling around. So, anywho, Joe, what do you think about me tracking the fighters that get cut versus the fighters you think will be cut? I love that, Vince. I love that idea. I think that'd be awesome. Maybe what you should do, Vincent, if you feel like doing it, maybe like a week after the video, because I don't want you to comment on it right away and spoil it for everyone. Maybe like a week after the video, like maybe the following Sunday after I post the video, maybe you comment on it with the fighters that I cut, and then over time you could edit it if you wanted to, and then put cut this date, cut that date, you know? However you want to do it, though. However you want to do it. You do it what's most convenient for you. I thought about how if someone would did that, it'd be awesome. If that makes sense. Damn, Joey, try a different day, please. That's his name on Wikipedia. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Where was I at? Where was that? Do you think there's an argument for Charles already being the GOAT above Habib? If not, whatever Islam surpassed Habib, or no? I did an entire video on this. It's on the channel recently in the last month or two. I think Charles is right up there with all those guys, with Habib and Islam. If he beats Islam, one more win after that probably surpasses Habib, in my opinion. If that makes sense. I think Charles is one of the greatest lightweights of all time. Say what you want about welterweight, but at least Holland is active. Yeah, that is true. Come on, dude. He's improved, but those 34 losses count. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Room? Joe, what do you think is the best division in terms of depth and movement of the division? Bantamweight, but the movement of the division may be coming to an end. It may be coming to an end very shortly with Sean O'Malley as your champion. I don't think there should be a rematch because of how one-sided the fight was, and Sean being a huge upset had all the odds stacked against him. I don't really, one-sided, yeah, but it was mildly competitive and not really eventful. But either way, I would prefer Sean versus Dricus right now. Give us some time in between the next fight. Do Sean versus Dricus. Adesanya can fight the winner without even have to fight anyone. I thought Leon versus Colby was official 295 co-main. Nope. Think about that, dude. It was March that Leon beat Usman in the rematch or trilogy. March. It's now 6 months later. We still don't even have a next fight announced. It's fucking bullshit. Half a year. Half a year without a fight even announced. The division sucks. What are these guys doing? Vacationing? That's what I'd like to know. Are these guys vacationing? Beat Charles again. That is. Then he's right next to BB. I think Islam is already right there, to be honest. I'm so excited to witness greatness and high-level technical striking grappling between Charles and Islam. Me too. I'm super excited for that rematch. I think Islam will probably surpass him, especially if he beats him again. Yeah, if Islam beats Charles, he's already probably past Khabib. I would say. I mean, that's a great win. And already having Volk. I mean, to beat Charles for the belt, defend against Volk, then beat Charles again. One more win, and he's there. And people were calling him a can crusher. People were calling him a can crusher, which is crazy. Crazy if you ask me. Hard to believe. The entire top 10 of welterweight is on strike. I know, I really should be making that video. So you got Chiesa just fought. Doesn't have a fight. Jack Della and Kevin Holland. Neil Magny beats his kids. So he's only fighting his kids right now. Ian Gary Machado wants Wonderboy, wants Colby. Vicente Luque just fought, but doesn't have a fight book. Sean Brady doesn't have a fight book. Jeff Neal doesn't have a fight book. Wonderboy Thompson doesn't have a fight book. Shavkat doesn't have a fight book. Gilbert doesn't have a fight book. Hamzat Chimaev shouldn't even be in the rankings. Bilal Muhammad doesn't have a fight book. Colby doesn't have a fight book. Kamaru doesn't have a fight book. And Leon doesn't have a fight booked. What a fucking shit division. A piece of shit division. I hate the welterweight division. I've always hated the welterweight division. So yeah. 100%. What is this? Okay. Please book Bilal. He wants to fight. Is he waiting for a title fight or what, though? I think he's waiting for a title fight. Gegard Mousasi beat bottom feeders. Gegard is one of the greatest middleweights ever. Is arguably one of the best of all time and best double champs. And Anthony Pettis isn't the greatest Pettis. I think there's some validity to those claims, but I wouldn't necessarily agree with all of it. Charles Volk, oh my God, one of the best 3-fight win streaks ever. Exactly. Welterweight sitting out in support of the actors and writers strike. Yeah, I know. I know. Welterweight is the best. What do you mean? Okay. You clearly don't watch it. Justin Gaethje's so improved. Very said he talks about retiring in the next 1 to 2 fights. I think he will beat Conor, then fight Islam for the belt and retire in the cage afterwards. He ain't beating Islam. I think he's getting taken down. His jiu-jitsu isn't going to be improved, dude. He's definitely going to get taken down. He's definitely going to get taken down. 170 is the new women's featherweight. Basically, 170 is just dog shit, dude. Colby doesn't want to fight anyone. Why is Colby even getting a title fight? You think if Colby wins, you guys not think the division's ruined? If Colby wins, the division's ruined. He's going to be calling out Nick Diaz. He's going to be calling for Sean Strickland. He's going to be calling for Israel Adesanya. He's not going to want to fight any contenders. It's just garbage, guys. It's literal garbage. Leon seems like he doesn't want to fight. I just hate the welterweight division. It's annoying as shit. Kamaru's begging to fight the dead body of Wonderboy. Wonderboy only wants to fight Kamaru Usman because he thinks he can get a win over him because he's getting old. And then he can claim a title shot. I guarantee if Wonderboy fought Kamaru and eked out a decision somehow, he'd be saying, I'm number one contender. I'm number one contender. I'm number one contender. Cut Wonderboy. Cut Colby. Force Leon to fight Bilal. If Leon doesn't want to fight Bilal, cut Leon. Book Bilal versus Shavkat. Or strip Leon, book Bilal versus Shavkat. Islam would maul Justin, I agree. Badly. First round sub. So, thoughts on Chris Curtis calling out the dead corpse of Brian Barberina? Hey, man, I want Chris Curtis to get a win, so I like it. I like it a lot. Joey, did you add another picture in the background? Who's on the ground in the white frame? Let me see. Oh, that's Sean O'Malley and Marlon Chito Vera. But I did not add that. It's just sat in a different spot. Eventually, I'm probably going to take all this away, hang this up on the wall. I just don't have any time. Like, I'm not spending my time in this office when I'm not on live, basically. But I need to get to rearranging somewhat. I really need to get to rearranging somewhat, if that makes sense. But I don't know just yet what I'm going to do. I wonder, what if I turn that back out to center? I don't know. I'm trying to think. I might eventually go on that wall. But I kind of like having it here. I don't know. Because I like having the depth behind me. I like having, like, this is the long way of the room, if that makes sense. You know, this is just an extra room in my house. And I just have some storage. Like, I had all this MMA stuff here. I didn't have this turned this way. But I just had, this was an extra, this is like a storage room, basically. It's an office. We just had some extra stuff in here. And when I started the channel, we just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. And I'm really thinking about finally honing in and getting like a legit background. Like, I don't know what you guys think about the background already, but it may be a work in progress over the next 6 months to a year, because I have to figure out what works, add pieces of furniture, add different lights. I'm debating about maybe moving my desk to a different area, maybe put it where just this wall over here. Like, I don't know. Can I turn my camera a little bit? Or I don't want to mess with my camera. I'm not going to mess with my camera. It's just right here is just a plain white wall. So there's another wall right here that's kind of out of frame here, right here, that I could put my desk against. And then it would just be a white wall behind me. And then I could decorate accordingly with some shelves. And then not have this kind of curtain here, you know. But I'm debating about what I want to do. I'm truly debating. Because I got to take into account outlets. I got to take into account the field of view I want, the depth I want, because I like having that blur in the background. Technically, I could not have that blur. And it would be like clearer in the background, but I love having that depth. And the closer I get to the camera, you see the blurrier it gets in the background. You know? So I could even, let's see. I'm going to mess everything up. I could like somehow move close. You know what's crazy? It may look like I'm further away, but I'm about maybe a foot and a half from my camera, which is craziness. But look how blurry it gets in the background. The closer I get, the more it focuses in. The more I back up, the more it's like, you know, clearer in the background. I don't know if you guys can tell what I'm talking about. I'm not even looking at the chat right now. But basically, if the more I lean back, the more it gets. You see? There you go. When I scoot in, it gets blurry. I like that blurry effect. That's all I'm trying to say. So it's more taking into account everything than just, oh, you know, I'll just move here, move there. I have a basement that I just, you know, have storage in. I've thought about, damn, it's about the thunderstorm. Every time I get on, it's like raining, it seems. Let me take a look at the weather. I have a basement that I just use for storage, but I thought about maybe, you know, going in my basement. But the problem is there'll be too much, like my dog running around upstairs, there'll be too much noise, you know. It won't pick up too much on the mic because the mic's really good at canceling out noise. But for me, it'll just be distracting in general, if that makes sense. But I could go down in my basement, but then I have to completely finish it. Right now, I just have it framed. It just hasn't been a priority. It's just an extra thing I'm going to do in my house. But I've had it framed for like 2 years now, 3 years now. I have it insulated, but I just never put electrical. I never hung drywall. I never built. There's an interior wall I want to build. Just not enough time. I just rather do other things. It's not a priority. Anyway. But yeah, I would do the basement, but then I have to do a bunch of soundproofing in the ceiling, which is being annoying because there's a lot of pipes and a lot of electrical up there. And it's just going to be very time consuming and expensive as well. So maybe when the channel grows bigger, maybe I'll make more money. I don't make a lot of money from YouTube right now. Then I will invest. I've still, believe it or not, I've spent more money on running this YouTube channel than I've made on this YouTube channel thus far. Believe that or not. You can believe what you want. It's getting close. It's getting close, and I haven't added up the exact numbers, but you get the point, if that makes sense. Thank you for the $5 that Indian dude. Thank you for your support of independent MMA media. That's going to be my new go-to line. I appreciate your $5. Kind of glad Izzy lost. Dodged that real African turbo cringe at least by a year. We shall see. We shall see. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the $5. Joey really loves the depth from behind. Yeah, that I do. Did you see the video of Izzy begging Sean not to say anything bad about him after the fight? I wouldn't say he was bad. I saw him literally saying it. He was like, don't talk about my dead homie or something like that. I wouldn't say that was begging by any means, but maybe I didn't hear it right. You really couldn't hear it that well. Just give Usman the belt already so we can go back to one of the greatest title reigns in history. Cut Colby and have Bilal Usman. Leon versus Wonder Girl for the PMF belt. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I'm with you. Where do you think Colby sits on the list of most undeserved title shots? No wins over current ranked welterweights is actually insane. Colby's probably number one. I want a framed picture of Ruziboyev and his coach celebrating. Yeah. That may stuff being directly behind you would be pretty nice. Yeah, but it's always going to be a little bit blurry. So I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just going to be a thing that just, evolves over time. And maybe eventually I'll change. And technically I have two. So I have two other rooms that are kind of in use, but not really in use. I have a spare bedroom right outside here. And then my fiance has an office. So I could technically go into either one of those rooms as well. But both those rooms have two windows instead of one window. So then I'm dealing with the window here, window here, window. So it's like, and then I have a closet door on the other wall without the window. So both those rooms are probably just not ideal for this. That's why I picked this room to begin with. Anyway. Where do you think? I already read that. Ruziboyev. I like Chris Curtis versus Gregory Rodriguez. I like that matchup as well. It sounds great. So, investing in the channel has paid off so far. That it has. That it has. Hey, look, I hope one day, and I think maybe next year, end of next year, I'm hoping that I can make a full-time income, even if it's a low full-time income, off the channel. That's what I'm hoping for. Between views, memberships, donations, I'm hoping. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe, who knows, maybe halfway through next year. The thing is, look, at the end of the day, doing this is so much better than doing anything else. So, you don't have to make $100,000. You don't have to make $120,000 a year. If I can make honestly, I would consider a low income, at least for where I live at, would probably be like 40 grand, maybe 50 grand would be like a low, okay income. If I can make that off of YouTube, that's my dream come true right there. To be honest. Investing in, okay, read that. Did you see what Dana said about Strickland's next opponent? He didn't rule out Dricus. I did see that. Joey, do you have a job outside of live stream and making YouTube comment? Yes. Joey, does your grandma know you have a YouTube channel? Yes. How long until people stop considering Costa as a threat to anyone? He doesn't have a win over a single fighter in the UFC. People always talk about Power, who's the last guy he dropped. I don't know. I guess if he gets mauled by Chimaev, people will think it then. People will maybe think it then. By the way, guys, if somehow my power goes out, just know that's why the stream ended. If that's how the stream ended, hold on. Because now it's a thunderstorm right now. It's not as crazy as the other night, but it's pretty crazy. And now I'm slumping down in my chair, and now I'm further away from my desk than I ever was before. So I'll sit up and I'll scoot closer to you guys. But yeah, if by some chance I randomly disconnect, my power went out. But it's crazy. I'll tell you right now, all the money I've spent on the channel, I love it. This computer that I bought at the beginning of the year was almost $5,000. It has saved me countless hours. I've been able to put out more content. I've been able to have more free time. Buying this computer was one of the best investments I ever made. Early next year, there's a new monitor coming out that I just seen announced. It's going to be about $1,500. I really want to buy that for my setup. So that is my next goal. It's supposed to come out in January, potentially maybe February. That is what I want. I want to get a 2-monitor setup, and I want a 4K OLED monitor. And they're finally coming out with one with the specs that I want in early 2024. That is the next goal for the setup. I'm telling you right now, pretty much all the money you guys have donated, I mean, literally all the money you guys have donated has literally been reinvested in the channel. I literally have a bank account basically for just my YouTube money. You know? So I can't wait for that. I'm dying. And that's, I think 2024 is when I'll eventually try to start streaming me playing video games here and there. It won't be super often, but maybe once a week I'll play video games on stream on a different channel. That's what I'm thinking. UFC 295 highest ticket price is $112,000. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. Speaking on the channel, what camera do you use for a relatively small YouTuber? Quality is crystal clear. Sony A6400, dude. I'm obsessed with picture quality, which is why I really want to get a new monitor when they have a 4K OLED, because OLED has the best picture quality. But until recently, they didn't have a smaller monitor that was made of OLED, and now they came out with one, and it's not 4K, but they will come out with one next year. But I'm obsessed with picture quality, so I already knew when I started this channel I was getting a nice camera with a nice lens. I have this Sony A6400, so it's crazy good quality. If you watch in 4K, which I know some of you guys do, the picture quality is amazing. Did you guys just hear that thunder or no? Joey videos are always crisp. I had the camera from the jump. I still have a picture of like all the stuff laid out on my counter when I originally bought everything. I bought everything in one foul swoop. The camera, the lens, the cable that I need for streaming, the 4K, capture card. I'm trying to think what else I bought all in one foul swoop. The memory card. It's awesome. I mean, it's awesome being able to put out your it's awesome being able to put out content and have it. Like, I can't have shit quality. Who was here for the old microphone days? It wasn't bad, but I used to talk about, I dreamed of getting a new microphone. I dreamed of getting a new PC. I dreamed of getting this. I dreamed of getting that. And as the channel grew, as I made more money from YouTube, I continued to buy stuff. And eventually I'm going to get to a point where I kind of maxed out on the technology I can get and slowly upgrade. And then I can start kind of saving some of the money that I make and start kind of more or less transferring it into a career, if that makes sense. So shout out to the OGs. That's the same one QOT4Q uses. Yeah, Sony A6400 is a highly recommended camera. Highly recommend. I can't wait to get the monitor, guys. I had a Shillelagh fund. I need to start a monitor fund. I need to start a 4K OLED monitor fund. Let's see what it's going to be called. Rogue Asus 4K 32 OLED. Whew. It was just announced 3 weeks ago. It's the it's the ROG Swift. I think this is it. Let me take a look. Yeah, you can't even buy it yet. No, this isn't it. It's Asus 4K 32 OLED monitor. PG32 UCDM. Dude, I can't wait. Crazy, I haven't maxed out yet. Everything is crazy quality. And if I'm still doing this in a couple years, 3-4 years, I would maybe think about upgrading to 8K quality. I love making 4K videos because I'm obsessed with picture quality in general. Like, I've always been like a picture quality snob in terms of watching 4K movies, having the best TV. And so I was like, there's no way I can put out videos with ugly picture quality where I'll literally not be able to sleep at night. So when I bought my camera, let's take a look. I bought it a little bit before I started my channel. But I'll tell you exactly how much I spent on it. And this, think about it, this was an investment before I even made $1 off YouTube. My camera, just the body of the camera, not even the microphone, not even the lens, was $951.88. The lens itself, okay, so the lens itself plus the dummy battery, plus the memory card, plus the HDMI, I ordered this all in one foul swoop, was $498. So I spent basically right off jump, just for the camera, boom, $1,500. That wasn't. I bought a $2,000 laptop too, right when I started the channel. I wanted a new laptop anyway. I wish I would have just bought a desktop at the time. I thought, okay, I can have a laptop for traveling. At least if I ever travel and want to make YouTube videos, I can still take my laptop with me. But yeah, that's pretty much the story. If you haven't been here for a while, if you've been here for a while, you're hearing stories that are kind of have been told over the course of time. But yeah, I spent, before I even made my first video on the channel, I probably spent $5 grand. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm going all in. You know, I like buying technology anyway. So, but yeah, I haven't maxed out yet, my friend. Kuma, thank you for the 3 months of membership. What's up, Joey? It's been a while. Where you been, Kuma? You took your winnings and you just disappeared from the Discord. You disappeared from the chat. Everything all right, man? Jerry, why'd you post this? Can you tell how tall I am in this picture, Jerry? That you just posted on Discord? Can you tell how legitimately tall I am in that picture? Kind of seems like it in the picture from my perspective, but I don't know. From my perspective. Joey, is Dricus Duplessis next for title shot against Strickland? He should be, but he will not be. It will be the immediate rematch. I would say I'm 90% sure. I would say I'm like 90% sure that it will most likely. No lie, Joey, I got a girlfriend and just have him a zero free time nowadays. Damn, dude abandoned me for his girlfriend. Jerry MMA, gun to my head, you're 6'3". I told you I'm 6'3", dude. I'm 6'3", with the body of an Alistair Overeem. It's craziness. Crazy. He has 800,000 subs. Damn. 800,000 subs. Imagine one day we get to 800,000 subs. Imagine one day we get there. That'll be crazy. That'll be crazy. I remember thinking, I really want to get to 1,000. I genuinely thought my goal for the channel was in 2 years to get to 1,000. And I'm not even at 2.5 years yet. So I'm like 2 years and 5 months, 2 years and 4 months. I'm 2 years and 5 months. So 5 months over my goal for 1,000 subscribers was my goal. Which is pretty crazy, so. Bros before hoes. Yeah, Blaze One Sports. He has a wife, I think, and he still watches the channel. Blaze One been around for a long time. How long you been watching? Blaze, you've been watching almost since the channel's inception, which is crazy. You've been watching since like the first 6 months, I would say. Blaze One, a real OG. Jerry is kind of newer, but I'll tell you, Jerry's a loyal sub. Jerry's a loyal sub. Joey, I heard you're 5'6" with the body of Jalton Almeida. That is true. Day one sub. Didn't abandon you, man. I still watch all the videos to the very end. I'm just messing with you, Kuma. I appreciate you, man. One of the #1 things you guys can do if you want to help the channel, watch every video from the beginning to the end. Every video from beginning to end. Audience retention is one of the biggest things YouTube takes into account when they promote videos. So if you want to see the channel grow, every time you open a video, watch it from beginning to end. Not gonna lie, Joey, this MMA shit is gay. You literally fantasize about other grown men and how they compare to and stack up to other grown men. Talk about another grown man's physical attributes. You might be right. You might be right. Maybe it is. But hey, that's the sport we're in. That's any sport, really. That's any sport. Any sport, which is crazy. I can't believe I've been a fan for so long. I've been watching for 13 years. 13 years. I started watching at UFC 114. And I had been like kind of like a casual-ish fan before then. Like occasionally catching up with it online. But that's the first pay-per-view I ordered was UFC 114. I wish I would have started a channel back in like 2012, 2013. I always fantasized about it. I fantasized when I was in 2015 when I was a teenager. I said, you know what? I'm almost a grown man here. I'd really like to make videos talking about other grown men and how they physically stack up against one another. Imagine where I'd been if I'd have started 10 years ago. You know, I think 2013, 2014 is when I first had the idea to start a YouTube channel. But I never had the will to do it. I'm like, I don't know how to talk. It feels mad weird. It feels mad weird when you get on camera. I'm just starting to not feel weird anymore. Like I would say in the last 3 to 4 months, I've started to not feel weird in front of the camera. Even beginning of this year, I felt weird. I just start not feeling weird in front of the camera. If you know, you know. Go try to record a video. I'm glad you didn't miss the opportunity for the joke. So, Vincent, how are you going to track the cuts? But, yeah, I couldn't miss that opportunity. I was like, you know what? I'm almost a grown man here. I'm a couple years away from being a grown man. Let me make videos about other grown men, how they physically stack up against each other. UFC 100 was sick. I remember I almost watched UFC 100, but I didn't. You're a top G, Joey. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you. Thank you, Jordy. I love fantasizing about other grown men's attributes. Yeah, how they physically stack up against one another. Nothing better. Nothing better than how they physically stack up against one another. So I'm winning my belt back this weekend and bringing it back to America, motherfuckers. Okay. We'll see what you can do, Jack. You're going to knock out days for China and Mexico. Fair enough. Twitter puts out the UFC roster watch, so I thought I can compare. Fair enough. It makes sense, dude. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how they stack up. It'll be interesting to see how it stacks up. You should at the end of the video, I usually say who I actually think is going to get cut. So I feel like you should try to compare it all. I don't know if you could do that or that's too much of an ask. Who I want to be cut, who I think will be cut, and then who was actually cut. Are we doing a Tapology Champ weekly now? Yes and no. The Discord championship belt is being floated around. But we're only doing the competitions for pay-per-views, the actual competition. Anyone picking Kevin Holland this weekend? Jack, you're about to get timed out, bro. You're about to get timed. Jack is Jack not a real channel fan? Is Jack not a real channel fan? Is he not? Does anyone else know what I'm getting at here? Does anyone else know what I'm getting at here? Are all these championship upsets caused by the Venom gear? I think so. I think so, 100%. I can't wait to start live streaming so I can record my reactions. My reaction to Charles Dreekis and Justin this year was wild. I know, dude. That's why I kind of... yeah, I don't even know what I was getting at there. But yeah, that's why I started streaming more of the cards, because I like having my I used to not stream for any of the pay-per-views because I'm like, it's so oversaturated. So many people are streaming for them. But I'm telling you right now, The new monitors, the new monitor that I'm going to get in the beginning of 2024, I don't mind. I'm going to try to stream every fight, every full card after that. After that, every full card. Also, Joey, why are you hiding your picks on tap? I don't want you guys to see my picks before I make my video, you bitch. So, go watch the video, you puss. That's why I stopped. People have been commenting, why haven't you been posting your picks on Instagram? It just takes me too much time to do that I could be doing something else. Saturday for me is like, any MMA YouTuber who covers the sport regularly will tell you this. Saturday is like a full work day. I don't get any time off. Anybody who covers the sport regularly knows exactly what I'm talking about. So it's like to go screenshot an Instagram post, circle predictions. It just de-incentivizes people to watch the videos, and then on top of that, it just takes extra time, of extra 5 minutes. I don't feel like wasting when I work 12 hours on a Saturday covering MMA already. So Jack, you can go to hell. There's timestamps, bro. Who you want to be cut is usually far-fetched and half-jokingly, to be fair. I wouldn't say half-jokingly, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I think you can maybe get full 11-11. You like the picks, Vincent? You like the picks? Are you following me on Tapology, Vincent, so you can just get my picks as well? I mean, you have to wait till after the fight, but you don't care until the results anyway. I'm such a fan of yours. Thank you. Everyone like the stream in memory of Bryce Mitchell's fruit trees? Yeah, if you guys can like the stream, maybe we'll go for 2.5 hours. We'll see. I didn't do a video today, so maybe I'll just stick around for longer on stream. No, how do I do that? I'm not really sure, to be honest. I know people have followed me before. You go to Tapology, and I think you go to... I don't know. How do you search for groups? Search, maybe? You just go to search in the top right-hand corner. And you search MMA Joey. I think that's how it works. I'm going to put a profile pic for mine so you can see mine. If I can find my cartoon head. Let's see. I'm uploading the image for my profile. Let me take a look. Avoid offensive pornographic material. Let's see if it worked. Okay, view profile. You'll be able to find me on there. Right now I'm at 62.5%. But afterwards you can see easily all my predictions. So you just go to search and you search my name in the top right. Apparently I have 8 followers on there. Blaze 1, MMA Jack, Jungle Mania, R4 Rich, Caban 33, Effing Casual, Fast, and French Fries. There you go. Boom, boys. Can you post a link in Discord? I think so. Let me. Here's my. I think this works to my profile. Vincent, did you join the Discord twice? Or am I smoking crack? Vincent. I don't know. What's your name on Discord, dude? It's not coming up. Why do people just keep changing their name on here? Why is your name not Vincent anymore? Go post in Discord so I can send it to you, bro. I don't see your name in there. Okay. Can you just post? Can you just send a message in the random tab and I'll send it to you right now? Joey, matchmake the top 10 of the welterweight division if you want. I'm thinking Leon Colby because Daddy Dana shot caught versus Bilal, even though Bilal shouldn't have to take another fight and he won't get a shot till next year. Yeah, I might just do a video about the whole top 15 to be honest. Okay, here you go. You should be able to click on this and follow me. And you'll be able to see my picks after all the fights. I left on one of the accounts. I didn't care. I just wanted to make sure someone didn't try to, like, I don't know, do something weird. Joe, you got to take Jack behind the UFC PI and discipline him with your wrench. All right, fair enough. My buddies give me a hard time because I prefer watching sports on TV more than watching live. Going in person is overall cooler experience, but if you truly want to absorb, TV is the way to go. I'm 100% with you, Jackson. I think me and you would be totally different people, but we'd be friends in real life. I've talked about it on stream before. I've always been like a person that can be friends with anyone. And I'm telling you, 100%, dude. I'm with you on that. Also, if that's you, dude, I'm telling you, get a nice OLED TV. OLED is the best for watching sport. They're coming down in price. Get yourself an OLED TV. Get yourself like a nice sound bar. It makes it watching so much better. Sometimes I want to figure out a way to stream down in my living room because my TV, my 77-inch OLED is just such a fucking beaut. I miss watching fights on there. That's where I rewatch some fights still. But yeah, Vincent, I sent you. Let me know if you're able to follow me on there. It says I have 8 followers right now. For overall, since I had Topology, I'm 441 right, 265 wrong. Which isn't the worst. Seeing Mike Mathethel on the Topology made me chuckle. Did you like how I said it in my video? I don't see the point of going to sports live unless you have crazy good seats. I'm going to be honest, dude. I'm not a big fan. The seats are most usually uncomfortable. And unless you're close, like when I'll go to an occasional UFC event. Unless you're close, I don't want to go. You know what I mean? The few times that I've gone 3 times, the 3 events. I've always gotten good seats. But like going to baseball games, the seats are hard as shit. Going to football games, the seats are hard as shit. Half the time it's hot, half the time it's cold. And yeah. I don't know. It's just... And then half the time, like, going to UFC events, if you don't sit in good seats, you have to watch it on the screen the whole time anyway. So, like, what's the point? I'm with you. I'm with you 100%, Jackson. If I lived in wherever you live, I'd come over. We could split the pay-per-view, dude. How sweet that would that be? Instead of 85, it'd be 42.50. 42.50 a piece, bro. It's not Blood Diamond. It's Mike Mathethel. Yeah, you lost. Your nickname has been revoked from Blood Diamond. Your nickname is no longer Blood Diamond. It is Mike Mathethel. I hope I'm saying it right. It is no longer Blood Diamond. It is Mike Mathethel. What's crazy is his career is literally over. His career is literally over. To be quite honest. Joey, my brothers believe Charles will KO Islam, and I believe Islam will win. What do you think? I think Islam probably wins. What state are you in? Montana. Joey, do you only read your boyfriend's comments or what? Yeah, I only read my boyfriend's comments. It's Blood Diamond to you, Joey. What the fuck? Dude's 3-3 at 35 years old. Time to find a new career, unfortunately for him. Mike Mathethel, you don't belong in the UFC. Remember Jeremiah Wells running around the side of the cage? Who remembers that? Jeremiah Wells just sprinting around the side of the cage. Anybody? That shit was funny. Dude tripped. Dude literally tripped. Which is crazy. Is 294 the first time MMA Joey picks against Charles? Probably. Which is crazy to think of. I've not picked against Charles since I can remember picking fights. Jeremiah Wells ruined Blood Diamond's career? Probably. It's Korean Zombie. It's not Korean Zombie. It's Chan Sung Jung. There you go. Are you watching Francis versus Tyson? Who do you think will win? Yes, I am most likely watching. And Tyson will most likely win. It's different sports. It is different sports. So I don't... I mean, in heavyweight, at least Francis has the ungodly power. But so did... What's his name? Deontay Wilder. So unless Ngannou just has the craziest ungodly power. What are the Ngannou haters going to say if he brutally KOs Tyson Fury? I have to stream that card just for the sake of I will literally have a raging hard on just to shit on the Francis Ngannou haters that have been lying about the entire story, shitting on Francis Ngannou because they're Dana White sycophants. Oh my god, it'll bring tears to my eyes. It'll bring tears to my eyes. He fumbled the bag. Oh my god. You know how long I've been hearing that for? He fucked up. The Francis Ngannou videos on the channel are some of the best videos I ever made. Damn, did I cover that situation perfectly. Damn, did I cover that situation perfectly. Damn, was it good. I can be proud of that. I'll tell you that much. I called that situation down to a T. Damn. This dude. That's crazy. I'm just looking at something real quick. This dude's still doing videos. I just happened to see something and I'm like, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. You know what's crazy? This fight night card coming up isn't that important. I have 2,000 views on the full card predictions. I'm happy with that. There used to be a day where I wouldn't even get 500 views on something like that. So it makes sense to do it now. I'm happy I'm doing it. He fumbled the bag. Do you still wish to watch Jones versus Francis in the UFC even if he loses to Tyson? Yes. I want Ngannou to win so he can pull off a Sean Strickland upset. Dude, if he KOs Tyson Fury, I'm going to... You know that South Park meme of... what's his name? Randy Marsh? I'm not even going to get into describing it, but the Randy Marsh meme, that's going to be me. If Francis brutally KOs Tyson Fury. That's going to be me. So, let's hope we don't get Manel versus Ratke in the same room. It's a sausage fest, yeah, for sure. Are you excited for Jones Miocic? Tentatively. I hope Stipe pulls out. I want Stipe to pull out. I would like... All right, something happened. It just disconnected. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that, boys. If the audio's messed up, close the app and reopen it. This shit's so annoying. I don't know why it does this. I genuinely don't know why it does this. It only happens when I'm streaming. It never happens any other time. I have a wired connection. And I don't know how to fix it. And it drives me nuts. Because there's like a glitch where if it disconnects, the audio gets messed up to YouTube. So, if you guys have an audio issue... Guys, do me a favor. We're almost to 11,500 subscribers. So if anyone's watching right now and they're not subscribed, subscribe. Potentially on stream, we could make it. We could make it to 11,500 subs. So if you guys could like the stream, I would greatly appreciate it as well. Give me 1 second. I'm going to be back in literally 5 seconds. Give me a second, all right? I got to do something. All right, my bad. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that. We've reached the 2-hour mark, though, and it's already 12:30 a.m., which is hard to believe. It really is hard to believe. But time goes by faster than you would guess. Let's see. Just for the hell of it, let's throw something funny in the title. Let's see if somebody jumps in. Hold on a second. Let me do this. Edit. I'm going to throw something ridiculous in the title and see if someone pops in like, what? Look at the new title, boys. Look at the new title. I'm just going to throw that in there for a little bit just to fuck with somebody who's going to happen to see that. How do I sign up for Discord? You got to become a member of the channel, bro. Got to become a member of the channel. Dude, why are you always acting weird in the chat? Dude, the disconnection and then to be right back, everyone left basically. We got a dead stream now. I feel like a dead channel. We only got 45 now in here. We had 100 at one point. We had 100, boys. We got to get back to it. Right after I changed the title, everyone's like, you know what? I don't like this title. I'm out of here. Who's still here is the real question. Because sometimes once the disconnection happens, the actual viewer count numbers go crazy. Like go crazy high, crazy low. We're just as close. We're just as close to 300 as we are to 285. That is fucking insanity. That is genuinely insanity. That is hard to believe, genuinely. How is that even possible? Where did the time go? Where did the fucking time go? Remember we were all excited for March? Who do you think will headline 300? Hamzat versus somebody or Adesanya Strickland 2, I think it'll probably be Adesanya Strickland 2. Most likely would be my guess. Like if I had to guess right now, I think Adesanya Strickland 2 is the UFC 300 main event. Gerald Mearshart. Imagine having the word Shart in your name. I'd be so embarrassed to have the name Shart in my name. But that's the way it goes. Imagine Jones versus Francis. If Francis KOs Tyson Fury, Dana's going to be heated. Dana's going to be heated. So, remember being excited for 280? Yes, dude, it's a year ago. It's a year ago now. What's crazy is the whole UFC 279 debacle was a year ago. Let me look at when I remember staying up all night putting out new videos. Let's go look. UFC 279. I'm pissed I didn't live stream. I kept waiting for the news all day. Let's see. And I didn't even get big. I could have streamed all day. It was September 9th, 2022. Stayed up all night making videos. And I didn't even get that many views on it because my channel was very, very small then. So, one of my biggest videos for the time being, at the time it was huge for me. UFC 279 Hamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz is being purposely sabotaged by the UFC. Damn, I got to work sabotage into one of my video titles soon. UFC 279 press conference canceled. What happened? Oh, that was one of my best videos too. I got 3,000 views actually. Damn, these thumbnails I made for 279 were slick too. Were slick too. It's crazy. Only 1,000 views on this post fight. I did multiple prediction videos, only have to change it later. Damn, I'm happy with this video. The UFC rankings are an embarrassment. Damn, that video went off. 10,000 views. That's really good for me. Just joined? Okay. I will post a link for you to join the Discord right now. What you need to go is go to the community tab and you'll see the members post, the members community tab, and it'll be posted. The link will be posted in 1 second, bro. The public all channel members post. It's on there now. Have you been watching the channel for a while, Andrew John? I've never seen your name before, but thank you. Thank you for the membership. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate it very much. I just never seen the name before. I'm a little bit suspicious, my friend. I'm a little bit suspicious. But it happens all the time. People new join all the time. Thank you very much. So, I'm extra suspicious considering you just created your account as well. I'm extra suspicious considering you just created your account as well. But there's nothing, there's nothing you can do. You just get, if you were doing something crazy, you just get kicked from the Discord. But it doesn't really matter. Appreciate you for being a member, Andrew John. Thank you for your support. Driving home, lurking. What's up, Kyle? I've been watching for about a week. Really like your insights on the fights. Appreciate it, Andrew John. Appreciate it very, very much. I'm just naturally suspicious because there is people that try to send out the Discord link. But you won't do that, so we're all good to go. You'll be able to easily find the Discord link and join. So it is. Let me know when you, or I'll see when you join on Discord. Joe, what's John Jones' records without looking it up? I just roasted someone for getting it wrong. I don't know, dude. 23-1? I don't know. I don't remember. How am I supposed to remember John Jones' record? 27-1. I looked it up now. That is Shelly's burner account? Yeah, I'm definitely a little suspicious. We'll see. When I see an account that I've never seen before, and then I see an account that's just been created, I'm immediately suspicious. But yeah, nothing against you, Andrew. I'm just, there's people that are weird and would actually pay money to try to do something weird. Joey, I actually might miss 294 because my friend, she fights for the belt the same day. Well, you tell your friend to fuck off. You better tell your friend to fuck off. I ain't missing 294 for nothing. Did someone say Shelly? Yeah, someone did say Shelly. What's with the title? I just put it on there just to fuck around. To be honest. Besides Rogan, I do want Rogan fired for Sanko as a replacement. Hey, if you guys have any more questions, throw it in the chat. Nah, man, I got to go support. I ain't missing her win that belt, but fuck, man. That's rough, dude. That's rough. Yeah, Derek. Where's Shelly at? That's Shelly's burner. She's trying to infiltrate the Discord. Dude, am I extra paranoid, or did Andrew John start off setting off some alarm bells for anyone else? Joey, I've gone back and watched UFC Fight Pass, and I've been watching all the old UFC events I can. You ever watch old UFC events? Not in their entirety, but I go back and watch a lot of old fights. every week when I'm doing fight research. Andrew John's just dead silent, like he's on to me. He's on to me. Joe, you got to make your live streams titles more outrageous. What? Hey, give me ideas for the most outrageous. Did Andrew John set off alarm bells for any? Look, when I see a name I never seen before, and then I checked their account, it was just created. I'm a little bit suspicious. You know. And then he still hasn't joined the Discord, so he's like, "Oh shit, this guy's on to me." I mean, he's not going to find anything in the Discord of note. Also, on top of that, the link can't be sent around because I already had those alarm bells, so I made the link specific where only the link could work for one person only. And I have an auto mod on there, but I also have Discord mods as well. So if there's anything amiss, there's something amiss. We'll figure it out. But am I crazy? Sorry if I missed this, but who do you got, Valentina or Grasso? I think it could go either way, but I'm going Valentina. You have anything to say for yourself, Andrew John, or have you been busted red-handed, dude? Just let me know. I just know the level of hate recently that's been coming in to see a random name like that. I'm awfully suspicious. I am very suspicious. It's definitely Sean P. Isn't Sean P in the Discord? Yeah, he is, but he never sends messages. You know what? Let's get Sean P out of the Discord. I'm actually going to go through the Discord and start kicking people out who are inactive. Or if I haven't seen them say anything in like a year, they're going to just get booted out, probably. If that makes sense. If that makes sense, boys. What a night. What a night. What a night. Stop, dude. Stop, Jack. I can't believe Jack is going to miss. He's going to miss UFC 294. That's I hate that it's in the afternoon. Does anyone else hate that 294 is in the afternoon? I absolutely despise it. Completely despise it. I'm completely despising it. But, guys, it seems like there's just mad lurkers in here. It seems like the stream, it's time for the stream to end. We're almost 2.5 hours in, boys. We've uncovered a spy in Andrew John, who's a new member, but I appreciate you. But I suspected spy Andrew John. Yes, bro, I'm at the bar during the fucking crack of dawn. Okay. Jack, haha, I just heard Joey saying stop, Jack, then saw the comment. Yeah. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. But yeah, it's almost 1 a.m., boys. I might make a welterweight division video tomorrow. There's probably half the chat who's watching right now is actually sleeping. I would say. Probably fell asleep with the stream on. And I'm going to get to bed at a reasonable hour for a change tonight. I'll probably go to bed now. Probably, hopefully, fall asleep by 2. Probably fall asleep by 2. So, I'm going to get out of here, boys. It's been real. It's been fun. I've slowly gotten more and more tired during the stream, and now I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. What did I originally have the stream at? Because I'm not gonna keep this as the title for people who watch it after the fact, even though I'm only gonna leave it up for a slight period of time. I think it was UFC 293, Strickland versus Adesanya, Delusion, Fire, Joe Rogan. I think that was it. Absolutely not, Derek. Absolutely not. Stop it right now. We've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes. One of these days soon, I'm going to get on earlier, like maybe 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I'll be live tomorrow night, so maybe I'll try to get on like at 8. I really got to get on the schedule with the weekly live chat. But Tomorrow I'll be live around 8 or 9. I'm going to aim for 9 and then 10, 11, 12. I'll stay for like another 2 hours tomorrow probably, depending on how tired I am. So I'm getting out of here. Good night, goodbye. Always good talking to you guys. Always good chopping it up with the boys. As long as it's not Clay Guida and his boys. Good night. Like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. And Jack's the bitch. Good night.